Hey guys, I'm MG, and today I'll be looking at Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a 2023 American supernatural horror film that is based on a video game series with the same name that was created by Scott Cawthon, who actually wrote this film's script alongside Seth Cudback and this film's director, Emma Tammy. However, why don't we stop dancing around to music and start reviewing this film right now? This film is unfortunately not good, and that might be because I haven't played any of the games. But even if I did play them, I don't think my opinion would change very much. Besides, I've seen a playthrough of all these games up to Security Breach, so I think it's safe to say that the games don't affect my perspective on this film. I am very happy for fans of a franchise who did enjoy this movie, but I thought it was a bit mid. I'll start with the positives first. The animatronics look absolutely incredible. Like, they just look so crisp and sharp, with some really good superformers that makes the machines feel so expressive and alive, which I thought was really neat. The acting was also pretty solid. Josh Hutcherson does a good job expressing his character's struggles, and he was a good choice to play the protagonist. Piper Rubio was probably the best performance in this film, with where she knows exactly when to change her personality, that I really enjoyed. Elizabeth Lail was pretty natural in her acting, who was also well cast, and Matthew Lillard was pretty intimidating, who was pretty good at turning from a nice guy to a villainous kidnapper. The production design was really well made, and does a good job of replicating the setting from a first video game. The cinematography was pretty decent, and does a nice job of showing the setting, which I really like. There were some effective scenes that kind of worked on me, like Mike's dreams, especially the last one, with it having a nice setup for the climax that made me more interested in the story as a whole. I also like how this movie doesn't rely on nostalgia to keep the audience entertained. Like, it obviously has a bunch of Easter eggs, but they never overuse them, and create some original stuff for this franchise, like how the story focuses on showing how Mike is living his life, and what he does to try and find his missing brother. It's really neat original stuff that also satisfies fans with Easter eggs that they don't rely on for their enjoyment. And the cameos from Matt, Pat, and Corey was nice, even though it was nothing special. But yeah, let's talk about why this film didn't really work for me. I think my main issue is how it fails to be a horror movie. Like, the jump scares are completely unscary. You don't ever feel frightened by anything, and the kills are nothing interesting either, except for maybe Max's death, which was creative. I also feel like the story doesn't really go anywhere. It has a great outline of Mike trying to find his brother, as he discovers that the animatronics are possessed by dead children. That's a great story on paper, but the execution kind of falls flat, where it doesn't progress very much in the film, which makes some scenes feel like a waste of time, like this montage. The pacing is also a bit weird where it stops in random points of the film, and makes the story a little bit slow to progress. The characters are also not really special. Mike was a decent enough protagonist, and his character arc of letting go what he wants was alright, but his relationship with Abby was really unspecial, and he wasn't very compelling in general. Abby was alright, but I didn't really think she was very enjoyable, which is exactly what I wanted for this character. Vanessa was really bland, and doesn't contribute to the plot very well, and William Afton was kind of a boring villain, who gets defeated way too easily, and a plot twist of him being the bad guy was really lame, because you pretty much forget that you saw him in the first 20 minutes. This film also lacks quite a bit of tension, because like I said, it fails to be a horror movie. So overall, I don't hate this movie, I wasn't that bored with it, and its ambition is quite high, but the execution was kind of all over the place, with where it tries to stretch out its runtime. That doesn't completely ruin the pacing, but it also makes the story a bit muddled and unfocused. But if you're a fan of the games, then I would recommend it for you. It's definitely not the worst. 5.8 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.